Hi, Janice. Thank you for your question. To start with the tincture you're currently taking, I'll explain some of the actions of these herbs to gain a better understanding of what they do. So, blue cohosh may be teratogenic and embryotoxic, which is what we'd like to avoid when trying to conceive, as well as during the initial stages of pregnancy, so that there's less harm to the fetus. There is some research to suggest blue cohosh may cause miscarriage due to its emmenagogue action, which means it may stimulate menstrual flow, which could interfere with becoming pregnant and maintaining the pregnancy to term. This herb has been used in later stages of pregnancy, such as in the third trimester, to induce labor and help ease pain and cramping. That said, while actively working on fertility and carrying to term, I'd recommend discontinuing this tincture, and we can look into some other options. The next herb, red raspberry in pregnancy, has been used to shorten the duration of labor and may lead to less medical intervention during labor and delivery. There is some research that suggests this herb may be associated with miscarriage and the onset of early labor. So I think it's best to consider this herb perhaps later in pregnancy, but there are a few places I'd like to explore first. I would like to gather a little bit more information about your diet. I'd like to do a 24-hour diet recall so I can see what you're eating on a daily basis and ensure that you're getting adequate amounts of macro and micronutrients. This can also help us understand if food may be associated with any underlying inflammation, which can explain swelling in your joints, hands, and feet as you've indicated on your intake. Similarly, looking at the diet may give us some insight to some of your digestive concerns of loose stool, gas, and bloating. Overall, it will give us a good starting point to see if we need to make any changes so that your digestion is functioning optimally. I can also see you're experiencing difficulties falling asleep. I want to get a sense of what your nightly routine looks like. We could begin with some sleep hygiene recommendations and take it from there to see where else we can support you. I'd like to know what time you get into bed, what time you fall asleep, and what time you wake up in the morning. This way, we can see how many hours of sleep you're actually getting per night, and then we can work on facilitating falling asleep. One way to help with sleep is consistency. This means beginning your nightly routine at the same time each night to regulate your circadian rhythm so that the body knows when it is in fact supposed to sleep. If you are also stressed before bedtime, some calming and relaxing practices may be helpful before you fall asleep. For some, this might be drawing a bath, and for others, this could be meditation. This can help calm the mind and body, which is also an important factor when working on fertility. Lastly, before I can recommend an herbal preparation to help regulate your menses, I'd like for you to start tracking it. There are several available apps on the App Store, such as Flow, so that we know the length of your periods and the amount of time in between them. This can help guide our treatment plan and give us some insight into when you are ovulating. I hope we can work together so that we can optimize your health goals and carry a pregnancy to term.